you have variable xi and you have frequency fi. Now 2, 3, 5, 10, 5, 3, 2. Total is 30. Okay, now if I put this frequency distribution in a graph where I take xi variable over here and fi frequency over here. Okay? Now what typical thing you can observe over here is 2, 3, 5, 10 and again 5, 3 and 2. So xi over here and fi over here, if I plot these 1 and 2, 2 and 3, and if I draw a freehand curve, will I get a curve like this? It's this type of curve, which is a bell-shaped curve. This is a bell-shaped curve. We call it a bell-shaped curve. At the peak over here, your mean is equal to median is equal to mode. Now let's check. ये बराबर है कि नहीं है? Say for example, this is the data. For mean we find out fi 2, 6, 15, 40, 25, 18 and x bar is equal to sigma xi upon n, 120. So 120 upon 30, which is equal to 4. Mean is equal to 4. For finding median, we have CFI. याद आया सबको? So 2, 2 and 3, 5, 5, 5, 10, 20, 25, 28 and 30. Value of n plus 1 upon 2 याद? Observation. So 31 divided by 2 is 15.5. इसके अंदर आएगा. So median is also equal to 4. And mode, highest frequency. So mode is also equal to 4. Hence proved. Now this type of distribution, where you get a bell-shaped curve and your mean is equal to median is equal to mode. At the same time, quartile 1 and quartile 3 are at equal distance from the median. Yani this distance between median to Q1 and Q3 to median is same. Such type of frequency distribution is known as a symmetric frequency distribution. Symmetric यानी क्या? Where mean is equal to median is equal to mode and quartile 1 and quartile 3 are at equal distance from the median. Understood this? Then we call it a symmetric frequency distribution. But this chapter is not about a symmetric frequency distribution. This chapter is skewness. So what is skewness? Skewness is lack of symmetry is known as skewness. यानी अगर कोई डेटा ऐसा नहीं है तो हम उसको कहेंगे it's a skewed data. You understood? Once again, skewness is lack of symmetry is known as skewness. Understood this? हमने बहुत सारे sums किए हैं. Rarely we found a sum like this. So all those frequency distribution were skewed frequency distribution. Understood this? यानी अगर कोई frequency distribution symmetric नहीं है, where mean is not equal to median, which is not equal to mode, quartiles are not at equal distance, we call that frequency distribution as a skewed frequency distribution. Understood this? ये बना लो, फिर we write the properties. Properties of symmetric frequency distribution. Now I'll make a small graph over here. X bar is equal to m is equal to z or mode m q1 and q3. First property is x bar is equal to m is equal to z or mode. So mean is equal to median is equal to mode. Second, ध्यान देना please. Q3 minus m. Q3 minus M is equal to M minus Q1. Understood this? So this area will be equal. Third, it is a bell-shaped curve, mean, median and mode. Divides the curve into equal parts. Equal parts, half over here and half over here. Now, this is a symmetric frequency distribution. Now, what about skewed? If I say skewness is lack of symmetry, तो ये तो symmetric हो गया. अगर symmetric नहीं है तो it is skewed. What type of skewness we are going to study? First is positive skewness. Now, what is positive skewness? ध्यान देना please. This type of a curve is a positive skewness. You don't underline. This side is negative and this side is positive. So it moves towards this side. Now over here, first is x bar greater than m greater than mode. Understood this? Here it is equal. Here it is mean is greater than median greater than mode. Then second, Q3 minus m is greater than m minus Q1. Third, the tail is elongated. Now, see, if this is a graph, okay, तो ये x-axis है और ये तुम्हारा y-axis है, यहाँ पे frequency और यहाँ पे variable. Now, जो mean है, is say for example somewhere over here. Median है, somewhere over here, and तुम्हारा mode है somewhere over here. So this is minimum and this is maximum. So x bar greater than m greater than mode. Understood this? Okay. Q3 minus m is greater. Q3 minus m is greater than m minus q. समझ में आया तुम्हें ये ग्राफ? Easiest way to remember is ये equal है और ये सब greater than है. The tail moves towards the right. Got it? Third one, in skewness, the second one, negative skewness. Understood this? Now the tail moves towards the left. समझ में आया सबको? Now over here, the properties are, okay, properties are x bar less than median, less than mode. Second, Q3 minus m is less than m minus Q1. And third, the tail is elongated towards left. Now we can plot this, which is the minimum, mean is the least. So we start with x bar, then m, and then mode or z. Got it? Then Q3 minus m. So distance between m and Q3 is less than m minus Q1. Directly ये मत करना. पहले ये properties लिखना. Then you do all this plotting on the curve. This will surely come in your exam. Properties of symmetric frequency distribution or properties or what is positive skewness, what is negative skewness. You have to write these properties with the graph. Understood this? ये plotting समझ में आया कैसे करना है? Always remember, this is minimum and this is maximum. One of the method to find out whether a data or a frequency distribution is skewed or not is we can use this graph method, we can find out the measure, we can say x bar greater than m greater than mode. So it is positive skewness. But if I want to compare two set of data, I have to quantify कि किसका skewness ज़्यादा है या किसका skewness कम है. So we have to go from graphical method to formula based method given by statistician Karl Pearson. skewness given by symbol sk. Skewness is equal to x bar minus mode, x bar minus z, or x bar minus mode. But when we want to compare, we do not go for absolute measure, we go for relative measure. So we have coefficient of skewness, which is denoted by symbol j. J is equal to x bar minus mode, mean minus mode upon standard deviation. Understood this? Now for various type of data, raw, discrete or continuous, we have to find mean, we have to find mode, and we have to find standard deviation. Understood this? But since we are using mode over here, what if mode is ill-defined? When can I say mode is ill-defined? Unequal class length, partial discrete, partial continuous, more than one mode. याद आया सबको? Ill-defined यानी what? I'll write over here. Partial, discrete, and continuous. Then more than one mode. And very important, unequal class length. In these three cases, we say mode is ill-defined. At that time, what's the formula for mode? Mode is equal to 3m minus 2 x bar. पता है ना सबको ये? ओके, जब भी हमने किया था mode, तो हमने ये formula किया था Karl Pearson. Now, this mode will be substituted by this formula. So j is equal to x bar minus 3m minus 2x bar upon standard deviation. पता चल रहा है सबको? Now j is equal to x bar minus, and minus will become plus, so it will be 3x bar minus 3m upon standard deviation. Therefore j is equal to 3 common, x bar minus median upon standard deviation. So we have two formulas of Karl Pearson. One is normal coefficient of skewness, but if mode is ill-defined, we will find out mean, we'll find out median, and we'll find the standard deviation. Understood this? ऐसा एक और formula है. अभी के लिए you write this. Now, ये j का जो value आएगा ना, the more the value, the more the skewness. So less the symmetry, therefore more the value of j, more the skewness, so less the symmetry. Less the value, less the skewness, more the symmetry. समझ में आ रहा है? Okay? When we compare, we'll see this. The following distribution show demand of 500 ml pouches of pasteurized toned milk by 59 consumers. Find Karl Pearson coefficient of skewness from these data. Always check the data कि ये इसमें मोड पॉसिबल है कि नहीं है. अगर अनइक्वल क्लास लेंथ है, more than one mode है, तो फिर you will have to go for the second formula, that is 3x bar minus m upon s. Over here, it's a discrete data, and the highest frequency is 15 for milk pouches unit 4. So we can follow our normal formula. Write the question: demand of milk pouches, xi, number of consumer, fi, 59. N is equal to 59. 59 consumer is already given. Now, first you write the formula. We have to find coefficient of skewness. So coefficient of skewness is equal to j is equal to x bar minus mode upon standard deviation. So हमें find क्या करना है? That will decide the columns. Now we have to find mode, already available. Mode is equal to 4. We have to find mean and we have to find standard deviation. Now over here, first let's find out mean. So we come to know whether mean is in fraction or whether mean is a whole number. Because if mean is in fraction, for standard deviation you will have to use shortcut method only. Otherwise बहुत ही complicated हो जाएगा because fraction होगा, उसको mean से हर एक value से minus करना पड़ेगा, फिर उसका square करना पड़ेगा. याद आया तुम्हें? What's the formula for standard deviation? Sigma xi minus x bar the whole square upon n the whole under root. Now let's first find out fi xi. Or another way of doing it is you can directly go for shortcut method. तो एक ही बार में हो जाएगा. You understood this? तो फिर तुम्हें ये पहले डायरेक्ट करो, फिर पता चला because this is 59, chances are very high कि it will not be of a whole number, it may be a fraction. So you can directly go for shortcut method. क्या करना है बोलो जल्दी? Directly shortcut. Okay. So we take di is equal to xi minus, assume mean we take 4. So a is equal to 4. Now this is common difference is 1, तो upon c लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. We find out fi di and we find out fi di square. Fi into di -6, -14, -10, 0, 12, 14, 12, 8. Fi di square, fi di into di, this into this is equal to fi di square. 18, 28, 10, 0, 12, 28, 36, 32. चलो चालू बढ़ जाओ. ये पता चल गया -3 कैसे आया. xi minus assuming you can take any number, but generally we take a number which is having the highest frequency. What's the total fi di? 16. Positive and fi di square 164. Calculations बराबर है. Okay, now x bar is equal to a plus sigma fi di upon n. X bar is equal to 4 plus 16 by 59. Always write this in bracket. 0.27 is equal to 4.27, which is mean. See, as such, mean came in fraction, so direct method कोई काम का नहीं था. Then mode is variable with the highest frequency, so mode is equal to 4. Now standard deviation is equal to sigma fi di square upon n minus sigma fi di upon n, the whole square, the whole under root, is equal to 164 by 59 minus 16 by 59 the whole square, the whole under root. 2.78 minus 7 is equal to under root 2.71, 1.65. So standard deviation is equal to 1.65. Now let's find out coefficient of skewness. J is equal to 4.27 minus 4 upon standard deviation 1.65 is equal to 0.16. Answer. Is this a positive skewness or a negative skewness? Positive, because ये positive है तो positive, negative है तो negative. And you can also see this mean is more than mode. That is why also it is positive. Page number 196. Question number 2. Come to the question. The following distribution show purchase of T-shirt by 270 customers according to the shoulder length in inches. Find Karl Pearson coefficient of skewness and from these data and interpret it. Now let's write the question. Shoulder length xi. It's a discrete data. Number of customers. Total is 270. N is equal to 270. More than one mode. So mode is ill-defined. कैसे ill-defined? More than one mode. Therefore, coefficient of skewness J is equal to 3x bar minus m median upon standard deviation. Shortcut method. Di is equal to xi minus. We take 14. Want to take 14 or 14.5? 14 लेते हैं. Okay, 14 upon करना 0.5. You do upon C, which is 0.5. So C is equal to 0.5. It's better. It will be easier. Now you can start with your directly 13.5 and 14. So 0.5. So directly minus 1. Then over here minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now FIDI and then FIDI square. And then we also need to find out CFI. Why CFI? Because of median. Median के लिए चाहिए. So find out the columns. CFI. Fine. Three. 823. Okay. First we find out mean. Mean is equal to A plus sigma FIDI upon N now into C. So which is equal to, assuming क्या लिया था हमने 14 plus 3 upon 270 into C is 0.5. 14 plus. Absolutely fraction 0.005, which is equal to 14.005. Mean. Now median is equal to value of n plus 1 upon 2th observation is equal to value of 271, so 135.5th observation, which is equal to 14. What is this? 3.05 minus 0.00 आ रहा होगा ना, तो we take it as 0 under root into 0.5 under root of 3.05 1.75 into 0.5 which is equal to 0.875. We keep it as it is. Standard deviation is 0.875. Therefore, skewness J is equal to 3. X bar is 14.01 minus 14 upon standard deviation 0.875, which is equal to 0.0342. So 0.03.